Greetings and welcome, friends. We all know who's number one. The guy who invented algebra, probably. Which actually, algebra is of Middle Eastern origin. So that's pretty cool. There's a big, kind of great awakening that happened back in that, big Renaissance era sort of thing. Algebra was originally derived as a means of distributing inheritance amongst offspring to calculate what percent of land got passed on to different people. There you go, algebra. Let's hear it for algebra. Woo! Man, guys, internet friends, you cannot believe it. My students are doing backflips right now. They're doing it's like they choreographed an algebra cheer and practiced it all week, and now they're all doing it right now. I can't believe this. This is the most beautiful. One of them has pulled out a guitar and is singing a song, a love song for algebra. Wow. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this. Solve the equation, check your solution. 2g minus 13 equals 3. This is a two-step equation. Let me first ask this. Before we get to the algebra, let's ask, what is happening to g if I was looking at order of operations style? What's happening to g, and in what order is it? Yeah, it's being multiplied by 2, by 2. And what else is then happening? Yeah, subtract by 13. And so what we talked about is when we're solving, not only are we using inverse operations, we're not just doing the opposite thing, but we are doing them in the opposite order. You know, it's not enough to look like Squidward. You gotta act like him too. Opposite day, right? Okay. So step 1 for solving, I'm going to do the opposite of step 2 first. What's the opposite of subtracting by 13? Add 13. And then step 2 is going to be the opposite of this step 1. What's the opposite of multiplying by 2? Div by 2. So guys, check this out. Over here, to get g by itself, I'm going to add 13. But wait a minute. I can't just randomly add 13 over here. It's going to no longer be equal. What do I need to do to maintain equality? Add it to both sides. That's right. Man, this is great. 2g. Notice I'll line up my equal signs here in a column. 13 plus 3 is 16. And now what I'm going to do is divide both sides by 2. And look at how lovely this is. Div 2, div 2. Notice that the 13s over here canceled out. Now the 2s are going to cancel out. And I will, in fact, have g by itself. What is g? 8. Yeah, 8. Yeah, there we go. So that's my solution. The solution's going to be the number that, when plugged in for the variable, will make the equation true. All right, so if I do a check here, that's a sad-looking K. What I'm going to do a check is plug 8 in for g and use order of operations and see if it works. 8 minus 13 equals 3. So when I'm doing a check, that's when I'm using PEMDAS. All right, 2 times 8 is 16. Minus 13 equals 3. 16 minus 13, that's 3. 3 equals 3. That's true. True story. Guys, that's such a good check mark. Look at that. I'm pretty proud of that check mark. So, g is equal to 8. Now, you might have been able to guess that number looking at this problem. Some people can. Some people are just super mathematically intuitive, but I want you to learn this skill of using inverse operations to solve. All right, that's going to be the thing that allows you to solve problems later on. Okay. I'm loud and I didn't close the door, and that's okay. That's all right. I'm not offended. Don't worry. Here we go. All right, question 7. This one's a little trickier. Okay, what should I do to both sides first? Yeah, Jake? You could. You could. What do you guys think? Multiply by -4 or add 3? You can, but if you do it, you'd have to be super careful. If I multiply by -4, I'd have to multiply both sides in their entirety, which would force me to have to remember to distribute to that -3. That's allowed. I would let that play. I'm going to show it to you this way. That's going to be more consistent and reliable and easier to remember for my other students. Bless you indeed. So remember, guys, we are going to SADMEP here. SADMEP, we're doing PEMDAS backwards. All right, so the thing that I'm going to get rid of first, instead of division, I'm going to deal with subtraction first. All right, even though, right, in PEMDAS world, division would have taken place first here. So how do I get rid of that -3? We already said it. Add 3 to both sides. So I'm going to get 8, lining up my equal signs, equals z divided by -4. And now, to get rid of dividing by -4, the operation is division here. I multiply both sides by -4. It's actually not a bad idea if you have your 2 different color writing utensils to use those. So I'm going to get -32 is equal to z. Because notice what's nice here is these 4's canceled out, these minus signs canceled out. I did, in fact, get z by itself. And tell you what, I'm not Yoda. Instead of saying -32 equals z, I'm going to say z equals -32. All right, so that's what I end up getting. Yeah. Tell you what, let's take a look at, this is actually what related to one of the things we'll be doing today. If I did multiply both sides by -4, let's say you lived in a parallel universe and this is the choice that you made and it was the only difference between that world and ours. If I multiply both sides by -4, I'd have -20 equals, and then like I said, I'd have to distribute that. So this would get z by itself, but what's -4 times -3? Yeah, I'm multiplying here. So this is an application of the distributive property, okay? And a lot of times people might forget that if they did choose to multiply. But if you obey the laws of math, you're fine. What would I do now to get z by itself? I like it. Subtract 12, subtract 12. And once again, notice I do, in fact, get the same answer. Z is equal to -32. All right, keep cruising here. All right, this problem's tricky. What do you think I do? Should I add 8 to both sides? Now, the problem is this -8 is locked in the world of invisible parentheses. That fraction bar is a type of grouping symbol. So my plussing 8 to both sides won't be able to cancel out with it. It's trapped in this little tower. So I have to first deal with this divide by -2 before I can deal with that -8. So how do I get rid of, what's the opposite of dividing by -2? Multiplication by -2, yeah. So notice here, the 2's would cancel, the minus signs would cancel. Now I'll get d minus 8 equals -24. And how do I get rid of that -8? Add 8 to both sides. So I'll have d is equal to -16, I believe. Yeah, I'm not going to take the time to do checks on this right now. I'm just going to... Oh, 14! I don't know how to solve for C. Which C am I solving for? Both of them? Now, what's my first move here? Yeah, combine the like terms. Yeah. So if I have 6 apples minus 2 apples, how many apples do I have? 4 apples, right? So 6C minus 2C. I just, man, that sneeze was on record. That's great. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. My sneezes scare my wife as well. Also, when it's in a car, it like reverberates. Oh man, sound waves just echo back quick. So guys, when I'm combining like terms, notice that this is still a C. It's not like a C squared or anything. And what I did was I just added or subtracted those coefficients. So 4C minus 8 equals -16. And now I can add 8 to each side, right, Jimmy? Yeah. Yep. So 4C Notice I'm trying to line up my equal signs as best as I can. Is equal to -8. Wait, what do I do now? Divide by 4. So I'm just doing inverse operations. Are you guys tracking with me on that? So C equals -2. This one, let's do a check in this one. All right. If C equals -2, to do a check, I got to plug it in for... What's the... Yeah, plug it into both of them. Exactly. So 6 times 2 minus 8 minus 2 times... Thank you with the save, man. My friend, I appreciate that. Being honest, telling me a hard truth when I needed to hear it. Yeah, he corrected me. Rather, it would be unfriendly if he just chose to let me continue on making a mistake in life. Instead, what did he do? He called you all here in some sort of intervention to correct my mathematical error, because you guys all care about me and I appreciate it. At least this is like a good, like, safe space where I can make a mistake and I have friends around me to help me out. I do appreciate it. 6 times -2 is -12 minus 8. -2 times -2 is positive 4. Let's see, -12 and -8 is -16. Nope. Nope. Body. -20. And -20 plus 4 is -16. So notice, the check does work. I just wanted to point out that you would plug it into both of those locations. That's all right. It's not as good as the other. Where is the best check? That's a pretty good check mark. Anyways, thanks for watching, Internet friends. Have a great day.